Yo!
Yo!
What's up? Hold on, let me add Sean. I don't know how to do. I don't think I was supposed to remove. I don't know what I'm doing, chat. And James isn't here, and we're all irritated because nobody knows how to use StreamYard when he's gone. How's it going, guys?
Going good.
It's good. I'm on the road this week, Burke. So I'm drinking. I was just right before this. I got the little hotel coffee setup going over here. So,
nice. The little single.
Yeah, that little pouch thing that I never fully really know exactly how to like. Do you just put the pouch in there? I don't really know. And that's probably that coffee's probably been in there like 10 years, if I'm being honest, right?
I'm surprised to see that they do that, and it's not like a little weird Keurig thing.
Oh no, it's like the thing where you pull it up, you have to get the water. Okay, I take the water, I pour it in the back, and then they have these like bags of like coffee, and you have to like put the bag in. And then you think the hotel room is going to burn down because you plug in the machine and it makes a terrible noise. And then out spits some coffee that's barely edible. But that's what we're working with today, chat. So.
It's sour. You can barely get it down. I don't mess with the hotel coffee, right? I try not to touch, like in-room cups, in-room coffee is like a no-go. But I like that you're...
Yeah, they don't wash these cups. I don't like to think about that. But I was in a tight spot this morning, so I had to do what I had to do.
They probably do wash the cups, though.
No, they don't wash these cups, dude. I mean, I don't want to slander any particular hotel chain, but I don't think that the cups are being thoroughly washed. I don't think
like the old 1800s like bartenders, and they're just like got a rag that you're just like cleaning the inside of their cup and just put it back as if that rag was clean and that was sufficient to clean the thing. That's all they do.
I mean, even at restaurants, like I watch. I mean, I'm glad that the table is at least being wiped down, but it's the same rag that wiped down all the other people.
That is true. Like, what's the point? I guess it's just to get all the crumbs onto the floor, right?
Yeah.
So they're not on the table.
It's the appearance of cleanliness. It's not actually supposed to make it clean. I mean, they're not putting Purell all over the whole thing and wiping it down with hand sanitizer, right?
Well, Chris is
on that note.
Pierce is a little unhinged. You're right. He's ready for his race, folks. So Chris got a good segue for us. So the vibe coding and VS Code this morning. That's awesome. We love to hear it. You came to the right place because this is Let It Cook. It's all about vibe coding, whatever that means to you. Or even if you think that's a terrible idea, you've still come to the right place. There are days when I think, y'all, that it's a terrible idea. We should not be doing this. And then there are other days where I'm like, wow, this is amazing. But I thought, so here's what we're going to do today, folks. We have Sean here from Netlify, also a huge fan of skateboards. And I think one fell, or you can't get it because there's a corner.
It's the first time I was like, oh, it kind of does look like it fell.
It's really hard for me because I want
diagonal wall here, and on the video it looks that way, but like in real life it's like it makes more sense to not have something. It's just like a corner right here.
Well, so the other thing is the one on the corner looks higher than the others, which I assume it's not, but it's just the angle is causing an illusion.
Yeah, it's closer. Yeah, because the wall is like like this, and so this board is closer than these, and it's a bigger board. That's the other thing.
Gotcha. And so today Sean is going to be, what is the title here? We're going to be vibe coding the ultimate MCP install link.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? What does that mean?
Let's set a high bar there.
Tell us more.
Yeah. So I've been building MCPs, and as lots of folks have, and even for like the Netlify MCP, we find ourselves in this position where it's like, how do we tell people where to go install the thing we send them to the repo, and the repo is like, here's some instructions. But as different clients change, the instructions change. As they adopt new features, they can do cooler things, such as like, like VS Code, for example, you can just have an install link, and that link, will just, if you have the right information in it, will install the MCP. Other tools have this. Things are, being added and all this other stuff. Anyway, I thought it would be great to just like centralize all of this understanding of like how to install things to MCP clients. And therefore, I can on our repos, we can just like have, a link to install, and you can kind of select your client. So you can say, okay, I want to use VS Code, and cool, it's all the VS Code stuff. And
okay.
again, as that stuff changes, as VS Code wants to add something, or Copilot, whatever, we just update that, and now just like everybody's thing is like fine, right? And like up to date and can do all the fancy stuff. And then lastly, like we ran into this issue where it's like there's a lot of inconsistency, not just with the capabilities of installing, but like the visuals of it. So like I wanted to have like a consistent type of badge for all of these, so if we have like a handful of like, because there's like 30 of them that we're tracking, like it's as far as like code gen clients for Netlify. And if we pick, let's say 5 of them that were like the top 5 that are used, and we want to put those in our GitHub repo, for example, it should be much easier to just be like, these are the same install instructions, but we want the image to be for VS Code, and then VS Code Insiders, and then any given client. So doing all that stuff, just it feels like a lot of overhead work for us to do, and we have to do it anyway. And it's like, it doesn't feel like everyone should have to do this. So like maybe we just like create an open source repo and like maybe solve this problem and then like move on. That's kind of where I'm thinking.
That's the idea. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Before we get into that, chat, what's I'm just seeing here. What's up, Chuck? Checking in from Atlanta. All right.
The ATL.
Yeah. What's up?
That's my neck of the woods.
Is it really? You down there?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I tell people I'm from Atlanta because no one else knows anything other than Atlanta and Georgia.
Yes. The actual city is like nothing. Nobody's ever heard of.
I live about
Moultrie
30
or
minutes
something.
south of Atlanta. So, yeah. East Coast.
Let's see. I live like 20 minutes outside of Nashville, but I just say Nashville because when I say Franklin, no one is going to know it.
Right. So I'm out in Newnan, Georgia. So it's like, they're like, who's Newman? It's like,
what's an MCP? We're going to get into this. First, though, what I want to do, Pierce, is we're going to spend just a few minutes, Sean, before we do that, just going through some of the new stuff, because we just had a release literally yesterday, and there's a lot of new stuff. And so what we're going to do is, because I have been, what's the word, negligent, and did not read the release notes. So I actually don't know.
Well, you've been beast moding. I have to give you some slack. You've been beast moding so hard that you haven't thought about the release notes.
I did. But the sad thing is, Chad, listen, here's what's sad. We spend an hour every Monday in an iteration stand-up where we talk about what's coming in the release, and I still don't know. What does that tell you, Pierce?
I mean, I shouldn't admit this. I find my attention span to sit and listen to something for an hour is quite bad. So especially when I'm getting pinged during the call.
I'm working on this. I hope our engineering manager isn't like, team, if you're watching this, just cut the pod. Yeah.
Well, some of those people are messaging me during that meeting, so I know for a fact they're not listening.
Yeah, you don't say anything. All right. So I'm going to throw up my screen here, and then why don't you just show me, and we'll try to keep this to like 5 or 7 minutes ish, so we can get on to what Sean's got. Yeah, exactly. Let me just find. Do I own a Visual Studio Code? Oh, that's Edge. It's not quite the same thing,
dude. A little rusty on the Friday morning.
Yeah, no kidding. Is this the one I want to show? I don't even know.
Okay, we're in. Good.
I'm in Insiders. Let's do it.
Bump up that.
This is our friend Oren's repo, by the way. I don't know if Oren's on the screen, but yeah.
Classic Orin. Okay.
Can you? Oh wait, I gotta add it to the stage. One sec, probably. No, it's there. Let's do it.
Release
What's new?
notes. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I kind of did want to show something in the browser to start.
Oh, do you want me to go to the browser?
Yeah, pull up the browser, dude.
All right, hold on.
We have a big milestone, and I was gonna say you should pull it open locally, but I doubt you have it.
Is it something I need to log in to do?
No, well, no, it's a public link. I just want you to go to our new OSS GitHub Copilot Chat repo.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the work browser for that because of the
Yes.
So
just like a quick call out on this, like, so our release notes do contain, like, we even have like internal release notes of like, I did this, over the last 4 weeks, and it's not something released. So everything that someone is doing on the team makes its way into the release notes. And so, although like it being open source is not necessarily something that's new in the latest VS Code release, it was work that the team did over the last 4 weeks, and before that as well. But it culminated in us actually open sourcing the GitHub Copilot Chat extension this month. So wow, we're already at 6.9K stars. Okay, this is pretty cool. And we're getting some really good. Dude, got to get us to 7K. So like, I think like, obviously like it being open source, people are like, oh, well, I can contribute. And we've seen some really cool contributions already. Like someone added an OpenAI compatible endpoint option to bring your own key. So you don't have to have like a dedicated option inside of the managed models experience for each provider. You could just have an OpenAI compatible one. Yeah, you can kind of glance through this. It's also pretty cool because this is where the team is submitting PRs, right? So you can also see like you can look at the closed PRs and see what's actually rolling into the product if you want to know what's going in Insiders tomorrow. Oh, look, here's a nice PR. I like this. This README looks like it was written by AI, which I can relate.
The telltale signs.
It's too well formatted. I'm like, oh,
it looks like someone really tried. Yeah, look at this.
This is good. This is how I write my stuff too.
I'm just gonna assume this is artisanally crafted by a developer like the ye old days.
Yes.
Put so much love and care into this.
JM Combs, we're selling on Jeremy Combs, who did this, wrote this, spent the time to put this issue together line by line.
Yeah.
Well, I actually don't mean that as a bad thing. I've submitted PRs to this as well. And rather than spending an hour writing up why I did this, it's way better to just be like, look at the PR and extract what I did and why and how it works. Like,
oh, dude, totally agree. If you're still manually creating issues and PRs,
what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
You gotta automate out. Yeah.
Anyway, so it's cool we're getting the PRs, but like I think I kind of shared this out last night. Like a thing that I'm really enjoying is we get so many questions like, how does it work? What is the prompt? What's not in the prompt? Those sorts of questions, like especially about the prompts, right? And the tools that we have kind of provided in the box. The really cool thing is you can actually go in and look at our prompts. Like you can see like, it's not just one prompt, right? Like if you're using agent mode with Gemini, it's a slightly different prompt than it is for Claude. Like we have to do some tuning and things like that. And so one cool thing is if you open this in VS Code, right, you can go to agent mode. You can start asking questions like, how does this work? How would I do that? Like, what's the differences in this and this? And you can actually go in and dive in. And I see you've opened one of our prompts here for agent instructions. So you can see like our TXX format and kind of like how the prompt works. So this is really cool. I think we're the only people in terms of AI code editors that actually have like all of our prompts out in the open, right? So this is cool. You get full transparency into exactly what we're doing. And you can go check it out. And you could take something like Burke's beast mode instructions and you could say, I actually want to try it out if that was like the system prompt. Like, okay, let's submit a PR and actually change that. That's something you could do, right? Or even try it locally first.
And I have done that, by the way, chat.
Love it.
All right.
Okay, so we're open source. Okay, go back to VS Code.
All
Do you have all the latest? Are you coding agent ing right now?
Of course.
Okay,
of course.
very good.
I have to write a blog post.
Okay, all right. Let's jump back to VS Code then. Jump back to VS Code. Okay, open up chat.
Chat. You know how I like to open up chat, Pierce? It's like this. Bam. I'm in chat.
No, I agree. Like I like chat as a full screen. I don't even often have the Explorer open, right? Yeah, exactly. And we have this new button right there. If you click that like expand button, on the far right, it's supposed to, in theory, do the same thing. Like,
Whoa, which one? This one right here?
No. Okay, so click plus.
Oh, get out of this.
Get out of that.
Hold on. Wait.
Go to like chat, like it's configured for. Okay, now, yeah, go to the right.
This one here.
Yep. Maximize second. Boom.
Oh, that's even better.
Yep.
All right. Dope.
Okay, so coding agent. So like we've been showing off agent mode on the stream. We're all about it. I also want to do even more. So I'm kicking off things constantly asynchronously to the new coding agent, which, by the way, as of yesterday, one coding agent session is one premium request. This is amazing. It used to be like 40, 50, 60, depending on what you're doing. So now you get like way more value for the money you're paying, which is awesome. But say you want to kick something off. Okay, so like you could go to github.com to an issue. You could create something and you could say, I want to do this. Or you can come and chat. All right, let's see. You're going to create a README. So there's two ways you can do this. Boom. You get this go ahead and click that. Delegate to coding agent button. You will have to add a setting to do this. It's in the release notes. Yeah, click that button.
All right.
And so say you had like a long history. So like I'll do like planning or something with the model of like, I want to brainstorm what I want to build. How does this work? Like we might do that in chat and then I might hit this. And so then I'll basically look up at all of your chat history and try and basically figure out exactly what's going on so it can pass it to the coding agent. So then what this is actually going to do is it's going to go create a draft PR with basically the request that you have. And it's going to pop it open. And so you can see here, create a comprehensive README. So then if we scroll down, okay, you can also click this view session button also at the top. Okay, this is what the PR says, like in terms of what it's supposed to do. So scroll back up. Scroll back up.
This one.
Yeah, scroll back up in the PR. Yeah, view session. Click that. So
now,
I
was able to work this morning as I'm working on the blog post. We should caveat that this is all very preview at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And I think actually it might the coding agent may not have picked up this task yet, but when it does, like you'll actually start see logs streaming in here. So you can actually monitor the task. Like, of course, most of the time, if you're kicking it off asynchronously, you don't care, right? Like you just are checking back in after the fact. That's how I use it at least, but it's pretty cool. You can kind of kick it off and monitor it all from VS Code. Go back to chat. I want to show something else. Go back to chat. So you can also go say the same prompt, or just any prompt. Okay. And then you can go a little hashtag action.
Update the README, bro.
Hashtag Copilot coding agent. Our coding agent.
Wait, assign Copilot to issue?
No. Well, maybe you have a new build, but it should be coding agent something. Go back. Don't use the word Copilot. Coding agent?
Coding agent? No.
What? Maybe you don't have the settings. I don't think you have the latest settings, bruh.
I may not.
Okay, so yeah, so you can also kick it off via the hashtag. I mean, I like the button. And James would love the button if he was here. He would be like, why do I even need any other mechanism?
It's the same thing, right? But I can assign it to the
exact same thing, right? So there's just multiple entry points. Okay, do you have the GitHub pull request extension installed? I assume
assign
you do.
Copilot issue, assign Copilot. Oh, that's from the GitHub MCP.
Yeah, that's from the GitHub MCP.
Yeah, I'm not seeing coding agent stuff. I need
go to your GitHub pull request view. I want to see, do you have any issues or PRs, or is this gonna? It's helpful when there's some data filled.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look.
Look at that. Exactly. So you get this new kind of icon when there's something for your review. So you have one PR for your review. There's one in progress. And you have this new Copilot on my behalf option. So this is super cool, right? Because you can actually go in and see, okay, like these are the PRs. I can check them out. I can view the coding agent session logs if I want. I can give feedback. Okay, so you have pull request 4 open. Okay, now go back to chat while having pull request 4 open.
This is my issue, by the way. Can you tell that I updated? I wrote this PR for sure.
Artisanally crafted.
What did you tell me to do?
So go open chat right now. Keep the pull request open. Like go open chat.
Okay, open chat.
All right. Now go like hashtag active pull request. This is going to be a demo fail if you don't have this one either. Dude, what is going on?
I don't know.
All right. So you can go hashtag active pull request and you can ask questions. You can be like, what does this do? How does it work? Like, So you also so for all these things, you have like the chat workflow that you can use if you want, but you could also go into the GitHub pull request extension and also just manually do all this and review it there as well.
I wonder if do I need to update my GHPRI GitHub?
Let's see.
Also, we got to get to Sean. He's like waiting patiently.
Oh yeah. All right. So one more thing. One more thing.
Look, I'm on pre-release.
Okay.
I gotta ask Pang. I think I've got some settings that are not present. Okay.
One more thing. Click the gear icon. Click the gear.
You mean the frog?
Nope. In the chat.
I'm gonna call it frog now.
Yeah, we all call it.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Look at this beautiful new. You tweeted about this, Burke. Generated button.
Yeah, people really like that.
So we know for a fact that many of you are not using custom instructions. You should be. You will get way better quality of suggestions from the model, even with very basic instructions. Like if you literally have an instruction that's like, make this look good, it sounds ridiculous. It will look better than if you don't have this instruction. We have a good example in the VS Code Copilot Chat repo. You should go check it out. So this is another cool thing. If you didn't know how to build your own custom instruction, don't worry about it. Just click the button. And we'll kind of give a good first stab based off kind of analyzing your project, exactly what that should be. There's a whole bunch of other features. There's the ability to edit chat requests. There's terminal allow and deny list. What else am I missing? There is improvements to custom chat modes. There's a whole bunch of MCP stuff. Terminal suggest got a whole bunch of improvements. That's basically like IntelliSense in the terminal. So there's a whole bunch of cool stuff in this release. But this is the problem. Like I told Burke I was joining, I knew I'd talk too long. So now I'm going to shut up so that Sean can actually show his demo.
I'm over here just like, oh, I need to go do this. And
well, maybe I'll prod you during your demo and be like, you should do this.
Please. And ask for help here.
Well, maybe you'll have the latest settings unlike Burke.
Yes.
Doubtful.
I'm sorry. I asked Payne yesterday. It was yesterday. I said, what are the latest settings? And I think it's been listen, chat. Come here. Come closer. In the world of AI, 1 hour feels like 600 years, man. I cannot keep. I'm exhausted. Pierce, I'm exhausted.
I'm right there with you, dude. The mental health is up and down. That's for sure. In the AI space.
All right, we're laughing about
we're all just health. It's fun to get hurt.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Enough of me who is not paying attention in stand-up, does not have the latest settings. I promise. It's not. Don't tell anyone, chat, please. Don't tell my manager this is happening. I'm trying to have a good year over here. Okay, Sean.
I think performance review season's already passed, so we're good.
Yeah, bail me out here, man.
Yeah. So, all right, like I had mentioned earlier, we're gonna try to build this thing, and I'm starting from zero. The only thing I did was buy the domain, which is how you start every project. so I already bought the domain and got DNS pointing to the right place. So at least we don't have to wait until tomorrow to look at something. So let me get situated here. And we haven't tested all of my sharing yet. So we're going to have to zoom in a bunch. Just tell me.
You're all good. While you do that, Pierce, when are we going to have a public MCP server marketplace? The 60,000 million.
Yesterday.
We have one already?
Well, I think people don't like us using the word marketplace. There's a page. It is curated. It has MCP servers on it. code.visualstudio.com/MCP. It has a one-click install gesture. And if you go into VS Code and you click the extensions view, there's now a little MCP server title thing. You can go in there and check that out. You can actually browse.
What was the URL?
Code.visualstudio.com. If just go to code.visualstudio.com, there's a
go to code.visualstudio.com and there's a giant MCP button on this. So
that's the
Yep.
button.
Yep.
That's the one.
Down the big button.
So unfortunately, it doesn't handle the case that you use insiders very well. It's going to try to always open stable, so we need to fix this. But yes, this is a list of MCP servers that you can click, boom, install it into VS Code. It's amazing.
Is Netlify on here?
No, I think we need to fix this.
I was about to yell. but it's fine. As long as
I'm
y'all
sorry.
know. I'm just kidding. That's fine. So this is a good example of the thing that I'm trying to solve here. Like I don't know. I think that there's a few just different parts of this kind of whole ecosystem where it's like agent providers like VS Code itself, they have their way of doing things. Then there's like this emergence of like marketplaces that wants to be this like one-stop shop for everything. Like, you know, not this as a marketplace, but like registries. Sorry, I said marketplace, but I meant registries and trying to be this one-stop shop for everything. But me as a MCP server builder, right? Like, and you go to Netlify and you're like, how do I do this thing? But I want to use it on the tool I care about. That's the problem that I'm looking to try to solve. And this is really cool. We definitely should get the Netlify MCP going on here. And we'll actually demo some of that today too. But this is where we're at. This is, you know, we're starting fresh. Like I said, like this is just GitHub, create a new repo, right?
There's nothing there. All right,
zero things.
Sean, before you go any further, I'm going to need you to increase the font size by like 9,000.
Yeah. Like I said,
you have like a 96-inch widescreen.
Yeah, this is on a TV right now.
It's on a TV. Y'all, chat, I actually have a 1920 by 1080 monitor from like 12 years ago that I use just so that I get the right resolution for StreamYard. And because I have the same thing you have, Sean, I have an ultra wide like right here.
Yeah. So
Is that a marquee? Did you put a marquee on there?
I did. Well, Copilot.
Copilot did that?
I had to. I asked it to.
No, then we need to add that to the responsible AI filter, Pierce. No, if the user asks for a marquee, you will politely decline and tell them the year is 2025.
So okay, all right. Where do we start? So like, we're like, let's just see how far we can get. I think obviously there's gonna be this long tail of like, there's a bunch of agents to support and there's a bunch of stuff, but like, I think today, like, let's see if we can get to where we have VS Code and VS Code Insider links that we can produce, right? Like that would be, and now that I know that this button does this thing, let's see what we can get it to do. So, all right, cool. So maybe I should walk through it.
We're actually cooking today. Awesome.
Yeah, installing section. We'll see if it'll do that well.
Oh yeah, the speech.
Yeah, I find myself, especially on these demos, writing and saying the thing that I want to write out loud, which is like, why don't you just say the thing? All right, so let's see. It looks like, let's see if I got was it code? No, I don't have the thing. All right, so let's see. And I did try to create the Copilot instructions, but because it's so sparse, there's nothing here. It's just like,
there's nothing.
Just like make stuff up.
We may need to code a vibe a little bit and then create
exactly. A site called MCP install.sh. Let's see. Creates a landing page that says what the site is, and on the lower half we'll have a
so much typing. Dude, I feel like Sean, I feel like as a developer, like having to type everything out like this is a step backwards in time. You know what I mean? Because the whole point of being a developer is that you have shortcuts and you don't type things.
You just start doing it. I mean, you inadvertently you're writing this the hard way. Look at there.
Where's your speech extension? I'm getting this. So we have some screen cheese. I need to report this as a bug. I'm getting this
screen cheese. Is that what you just
green cheese? You never heard that before? Like when you have like artifacts in the. You never heard that screen cheese? Yeah, it's when you have Chat, you've heard this phrase. It's called screen cheese. When you have artifacts like that aren't supposed to be there.
Sure.
No one has ever heard this.
I
Kids
believe
these days, I don't know.
Ask the LLM. Ask Copilot what screen cheese is. It's probably gonna get filtered for that
All
one.
right, so we got our landing page. It looks like. All right, we're going to ask mode now. Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
Let's
He was
go.
alive.
He didn't make it up.
Thank
He
you.
didn't make it up. All right.
I feel so validated right now.
All right. Well, it's gone now. Oh, actually, hold on. Let's see. Cancel. I should probably review it. Sure.
Things that go through my head all day, every day. I should probably review this before.
Why don't you review it by saving it and just looking at it in the browser?
Yeah. So, well, right now the dev mode's starting up. I have some stuff that's going to take a minute to start up, but I can already tell that this is not directionally where I want to go. So let's be more clear. So let's say, you know, as the kids do these days, let's use Astro and Tailwind for these sites.
Oh, Astro's so
Gotta get out
good.
of ask
By the
mode.
way, you got your mic icon now, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get out of ask mode too. I always forget.
Oh,
you went away from agent.
You know what? You know what, Sean? You could have just stayed in agent mode and asked about the screen cheese, and it will just answer, right?
Yeah.
Like, just because you're in agent mode doesn't mean it's going to always try to write code, especially if you're using 4.1. Even in beast mode, 4.1 is like, would rather just talk about it and not actually do it.
Yeah, we used to kind of bias producing a file edit if you were using agent mode, but it was important to us we fix this because I basically only use agent mode now, right, for everything. And so, yeah, if I ask a question, I don't want you to go and create a file telling me what computer cheese.
Right.
What was the term? String cheese?
Screen cheese.
Screen cheese.
The problem with using screen cheese is I don't think that anyone else will know, and then I'm gonna have to have the same conversation and be like, well, Burke told me it was a real thing.
But it is a real thing. That's the thing. Like,
Totally.
like yo, people got to get up to speed. Chat, did you tell me you've heard that term? Back me up.
Let's see.
The other day, my wife called it the Copilot. She said we were arguing about something, and she's like, "That's not true. I asked the Copilot." And then I thought for a second, I was like, "It's not the Copilot. It's just Copilot." And then I just kept my mouth shut because.
Well, maybe she was referring to it as like the improper noun, right? Like,
well, she was thinking about it like you have a pilot and you have a co-pilot. You wouldn't say, you know, I talked to pilot. I talked to pilot. You would say, I talked to the pilot, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense in that context.
Yeah.
Anyway, people like it when you correct them over small pedantic things like that, Chad.
Yeah.
So anytime you have a chance to do that,
especially over long periods of time, like marriage, like
or in the middle of an argument when you're arguing, even better.
All right, let's see where. Why would it do that? Why would it do that? Let's see.
What'd it do?
YOLO. So it's decided, because I told it to, I guess, to create Spiffy Shell as like a subdirectory. So I'm just going to pull everything out of there and then it's just like hope.
What's a Spiffy Shell?
It just made it up. I have no idea.
Oh. You know, you did this differently than I would have, Sean. I would have gone to like the terminal and did Control-I and then or Command-I and then been like new Astro app. And then open the VS Code.
So Copilot got it right. Just
it
did. Create.
Yeah, that's true.
It just like I let it cook and I shouldn't have. That's kind of where we landed there. Let's see. I don't know if I have to have any sort of special setup for Netlify. Let's see. Sure, because I know like these frameworks have different adapters and stuff. I don't remember where we are with Astro. So
you can roll back. Chat, you can roll back to previous. If you have a prompt that goes off the rails, just go up and there's a little like.
Yeah. Well, it's let's see.
Yeah, so you can use the undo redo thing at the top if you ever want to go back or forward. And then you can also, coming very soon to VS Code Insiders, Inside Scoop for chat today, we'll have like checkpoints. So you can kind of just click like, I want to restore this version of my app. And you just scroll up in chat, boom, I want restore that. So that's where we're headed. It may already be there today. It'll be there soon.
I'm like no clue why it's like doing these things. Like in terms of like creating these nested folders, I'm sure I'm gonna break something here.
It's because you're not using beast mode. You're using 4.1. What are you doing?
What is beast mode?
Yes, yeah, he hasn't been
Dude.
Beast mode. Beast mode is a chat mode that I created to try to make 4.1 play nicely. Let me see if I can find it. You could also switch over to Claude. That's the other option.
Let's just see. A little dev. I have these models. I don't even know how to change them.
Oh, that's it? That's all you got?
I guess so.
Oh, you must be on the free plan.
I don't think so. We pay for it.
Did they not? Why would they not have those models turned on?
I don't. It's highly likely that they don't know that they have to, to turn other models on.
Let's go to your Well, maybe that's a bad idea to share live your GitHub Copilot settings on GitHub.com, but I suspect that's what's going on there.
It's all good. We'll just see how well GPT 4.1 does. Let's see.
Sean, here's your. Let me see. I'm going to put this link in Studio Chat. If you want to add the beast mode prompt. So yeah, just copy that whole thing from the raw.
And is this something I should throw into the GitHub instructions or the Copilot?
Yeah, so go to modes, go to your agent mode, and click configure modes, and do new custom chat mode, and put it in your user data, so it's just like global, and then I call it beast mode. Yeah, beast mode. And then just paste that mug in. All right, now so go to the top and make sure the metadata is correct. Front matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
First line.
All right, and now you have the beast mode.
So, all right. So when would we want to use this versus Copilot instructions? Like not this prompt itself, but like
modes.
Influencing it from this place versus Copilot instructions.
Pierce, this is a question for you. You're the PM.
Well, so if you put something in a custom instruction, it's going to be applied on every chat request. So say you change your model to Claude or to Gemini, then you would have your beast mode instructions, which were tuned for 4.1, applied for these other models, which is probably not what you want, right? Mm-hmm. And so then the cool thing about a chat mode is you can kind of restrict it to, in this mode, do these things. And so now actually Burke needs to update his beast mode because you can also set the default model for a mode.
I did.
Okay, you did. Okay, great.
Yeah, I think it's in there.
Yeah, so then basically it doesn't today change your system prompt. However, I think that we are going to try and figure out how we can, at the very least, append the system prompt inside of VS Code with your custom mode instructions. We need to do like a SWE-bench run to see how much that will actually impact how your instructions are followed as a user message versus a system message. But this is something we're exploring with like the custom modes. Right. And I kind of think about them like Burke is kind of retrofitting a custom mode to like do what he wants, but like I actually use them more for like I want to architect something. I want to do a security, like more like roles almost. Like I want to be an architect. I want to do security review. I want to do testing, right? Like each of those is I want to do planning, right? Each of those is a dedicated mode. It's almost like personas is like the way I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, you got to switch into beast mode. What are you doing?
Wait.
Yeah.
So, what was I doing?
So if you're trying to install Astro and Tailwind, what I frequently do is like we'll grab the docs URL.
Yeah. Tailwind with Astro.
Yeah. And actually, in beast mode, you can just tell it to go Google for the docs, and it will do it for you.
This looks.
Yeah, because it's just like Astro add Tailwind, NPX Astro add Tailwind or something. It's that easy, man.
So good. The little Houston guy robot thing.
Their CLI is so nice.
Yeah.
So
It is
fresh
nice.
and so clean.
Continue. So fresh and so clean. You ever? You should have some background music on all these vibes. Some good vibes.
Oh, yeah, let's get some vibing.
Yeah, we don't have any.
James is always the one who has the music typed in.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. Can you please increase resolution or text size?
On which thing? Here, we don't. We do that
On
better.
VS Code. Do this. Try this. Make it the whole size of the screen and just like crank the zoom to 11.
Let's do it.
Zoom again. Zoom in again.
Yeah.
And if you can still chat, you have to know that as the person sharing your screen, Sean is looking at this thinking, I can't.
Yeah. Where am I? Keep, sure. We're vibing. All right. Let's go back. Let's see what this is not here. Here.
You're streaming in 720p, by the way, so text has to be really large. Is it better? Nick, is it better? Let us know. What is the situation you use beast mode? You can use, I use it for pretty much anything, but it is meant for coding. It's an opinionated workflow, right? So it's designed for that. However, there's no reason you can't try it with anything.
All right.
All right, where are we at? Are you still stuck? Is Astro still, Tailwind still failing you?
Well, now.
Oh, apparently they're saying the text is unreadable. They're like, it went from 2 out of 10 to 4 out of 10.
It's too big?
There isn't anything you can do anymore. Yeah, this is as big as it gets.
Here, let's see. Let's see if we can...
What you could do, Sean, is you could share just the VS Code screen, which makes it, so you'd resize your window back down smaller and then share just that window. And that would make it a little more legible.
We would not see the outcomes. Fix, please. Just like... okay. Sure.
It's like, I got you. You need to install. Grasping at straws.
Let's see. So did it make up a dependency version? Let's see. Astro.
Tailwind. That's about right. Boop, boop. I don't know. We're cooking. I don't want to engage my brain. You forgot to add legacy peers option. Actually, the LLM should be doing that.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, like my recommendation is to try the scaffolding utility provided by the tool. Because usually I feel like for getting new stuff going, like we do actually have an experience inside of VS Code for doing that, but I still feel like we need some work there. Like you're not really utilizing, in my opinion, like the power of the LLM when it's like scaffolding and stuff like that. It's better to just lay the files on disk and then have agent mode iterate over it. That's what I've had way more success with personally. Like with my iOS apps, I haven't asked agent mode to go create the iOS app, right? I create it in Xcode and then I open it in VS Code and then it's like, great, I have the scaffold. And then from there, like the AI does a good job, but I feel like especially with like how much the scaffolding has to be in a particular format and the files have to be in the right place and folders and things like that.
So totally. Hold on here. Sean,
yes,
Pierce is right. Hold on. Go back. So let me walk you through my opinionated workflow here. So in your terminal, any terminal, pick a terminal. Yeah. Control I or Command I. I don't know if you have a control key. You crazy hipsters. New Astro app. That's it. Just new Astro app. That's it.
Well, I just want to make sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that is right. Although it should have just created the. Run. No such follow direct. Try. Wait. Do it again. Hold on. Do new. Wait. New Astro app. Because it should just give you the command.
Well, now let's see. MCP install .sh. So that directory does exist.
So it's just that npm create Astro latest project and npm install.
It thinks it's a shell script.
Because that's the directory name.
Yeah, close. All right.
Yeah, it's just npm Astro install.
So let's see. So this is what I was looking for earlier. But let's just do.
What is it? What is the command? Is literally it's totally illegal. And it's Astro add netlify. But you need that Astro scaffolding first.
Why are you not starting? Go to start. Docs. Start. Cool. Start a new project. Thank you. CD MCP install.
Let's go. Yeah, you're learning most things don't go according to your plan. Exactly. This is 100% true. Also, like you don't really have very many model options, man. Chad, is this you? Are you like Sean? Do you just not have very many model options?
Wait, it is kind of a perfect example of like vibe coding, right? Like sometimes you like get in this flow and you're like, how did I build this in 2 hours, right? Like I had one of these the other night and you're just like, wow, I'm flying. And then other times you're like, can't get something to run. And you're just like, that is the experience of vibe coding today, right? Like you kind of have to live in both worlds, which is a little frustrating.
I mean, it's also really good that you still have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like you have to know. So this is a great example. Like Sean, you have to know that you have to scaffold an Astro app, and then you have to know that you need an adapter for netlify, and then you have to know to install Tailwind that the right way to do that is like Astro add Tailwind versus trying to install the Tailwind dependencies. And if you don't know all that, the LLM will happily botch together.
100%. And this is the perfect. This is like the vibe coding. Like, good luck out there. Have fun.
Thanks, Astro. Good luck, astronaut. I feel like astronaut's like not a very nice thing to say to somebody. You call someone an astronaut, like that's not a term of endearment.
All right, so we got let's see, Tailwind. We got Tailwind. There we go. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on. No, maybe this is our.
You gotta widen that mug. Yeah.
Well, we got it was insistent on creating a new directory versus doing it in the directory that it was ran in. Why would I do that? Sure, fucking whatever. All right, so and now we do this on the root directory because you need to know that. I know that. Now it'll do the thing. Yes.
Yep. I don't know why Astro asks Astro. Are you listening? You ask too many questions.
Yes.
You have to say yes like 5 times.
I'm sure that you can just like pass just a Y or something to it. Just like,
I don't know. Who's the Astro guy? Is that Ben guy on Twitter that's always got the microphone on the whiteboard?
Yeah,
that's the Astro, right?
He's at Warp now. I'm sure he's doing Astro stuff still, but like now, in theory, everything's good to go. And now we can start asking, let's see, we have this. We already have so many.
Oh, because you used the blog starter template, didn't you? That's why it looks like that's why you got an
docs one.
The docs one, yeah. All right.
It's still starting up. Does it just not work? Come on, Astro.
Back to basic. Yep.
Yeah. This is an internal issue with, well, assets internal. Assets. Excellent. Okay.
You have a WebP file. That's amazing.
Yeah. And I
love that.
So let's see. Let's see what.
Time to update the frog to have a hard hat.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. Like in the
thing, yeah.
Yeah, in the editor. Copilot needs a hard hat. Absolutely. Somebody submit that PR.
More like a frog at that like
yeah.
Come on, beast mode, don't let me down.
Do the thing. Happy to. Gosh, this is wild. I'm trying to do it in this like this huge text. Let's see.
Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to see what my luck is over here. Boop. Boom.
Did you share? Did you take over, or you're trying it on your screen? Okay. Yeah, Sean, I like have a past life as a dev evangelist, and James Montemagno was kind of my mentor, and he kind of indoctrinated me in this big font lifestyle. But it really does get very unwieldy very quickly, especially like I think an interesting thing we need to think more about is the VS Code team is like the real estate worked actually pretty good. I feel like when you didn't have chat, but now you have chat kind of occupying a large portion of your screen real estate, right? And then that just makes everything else so crowded, especially if you have a big font size. So this is something we need to think more about.
Let's see here. So let's
also, your keyboard is amazing. I'm going to need to know what keyboard you have so I can immediately go buy it.
It's the trick is to put your keyboard right next to your mic.
I love that.
And
are you on the live stream if you don't hear mechanical keyboard? It's a very critical aspect of the live stream.
Do you even vibe?
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing this all day to sort this.
You have to have a mechanical keyboard to vibe.
All right. So helpful basic starter project. Let's see if MCP thingy is better now.
That animation, that's beautiful,
right?
The terminals have really stepped up their game. Like all the terminals, coming out now. It's
well, I don't know. I think that I think that they set the bar really high, right? Like that's what we were saying earlier. Like Astro has always had like the best like little terminal experience out of anybody.
I'm going to say something bad about PMs really quickly as a PM. Like, I feel like that was a beautiful experience, right? But like I feel like PMs are like often like, well, what is the ROI of making that thing beautiful? And it's like sometimes you can't measure it. It's just beautiful, and it makes the experience more delightful, right?
Well, that's the whole value of like this whole vibe coding stuff, right? Or not necessarily vibe coding, but like AI assisted development. It's like you can just do things that maybe it was a big tangent before.
Yep.
You can just like do it in the background, kick off a Copilot async agent to cook. And let's see.
You can just do things. I should have brought my "you can just do things" hat, but I didn't. Burke's been saying that to me a lot this week.
You can just do things. Yeah. It's our
You
motto.
can just install all your dependencies. This feels like real coding. Like this is it.
Install every dependency globally on npm, and then you will never have a problem because you already have every single dependency on planet Earth installed on your machine.
I'm doing it over here on my side, and npm is quite slow. I don't think we can both run npm install at the same time.
Oh yeah, one at a time. I thought you knew that.
I feel like I'm getting close. I'm getting close. How does one run an Astro app? What is like npm run dev?
It's just like already like I'm already deleted. Like, gave up. Let's see. I should have cleared the extensions I have on the site so it doesn't install stuff we're not using. Holy smokes. Look at there. We have an Astro site.
Let's go. It's a miracle.
Go. All right. Let's see. Welcome. Where's this welcome? See if it's true. Big if true. All right. Boom. Okay. Let's see. So
you know what we should do though right now at this immediate moment, now that we have something that works, before you prompt, let's commit. We got something. Let's go ahead and check it in. I don't think you have a git ignore though, so we'll need to add one of those, but let's go ahead and get something checked in. Because this is like the thing that I've tried to. I actually have a custom instruction for this. Like I want to be overly aggressive about committing, because I always I have this problem of like I get too encouraged by the results I'm getting, and then I push it too far, and then I break something and I have to roll back, which I can do, but it makes me feel more confident if I have commits for each of the turns. So I have a custom instruction that's basically like do stage and commit every single time that you make any changes. So then I can just roll back in source control, which is always helpful.
That's very good advice. Advice I don't follow well. It's like,
I mean, I forget sometimes. Like I'll work for like an hour. I'm like, oh, I was about to say a bad word.
Well, that's
the
big danger about these agents is they'll make sweeping changes. The developer would have taken them hours to do.
Yeah,
and they just like can make a big change. And if you do like 2 of those back to back, and you don't have this checkpoint or something, it's like,
yeah, maybe it's gonna be really bad.
Big trouble. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Create a home page that will say MCP install sh is for universal CP install link. The bottom. The page should be a text, a form.
Shut. You got to hit that mic button, man.
No, y'all are just gonna hear clackety clackety clackety.
I mean, clearly you've taken typing at some point in your life. You took a typing class. This is the only thing I learned in high school was how to type. I'm serious. That's it. I don't think I learned anything else.
I didn't learn anything. I went to public school in Alabama. So, yeah, same.
Expected blank, but found lang. Why is it gonna be all weird today? What is even happening?
That's weird. How can HTML fail?
We broke the HTMLs. I wonder if it's this thing. I don't know why it would be, but like maybe something with the parser or something. Nope. Let's see.
Yeah, Chris, that's what I'm saying, right? A+ in typing computers class. Yeah. So chat, tell me, did you take a typing class? I'm curious. Or do y'all type correctly with your fingers on the home keys, or you just you're like self-taught? Are you self-taught, Pierce? Or did you take a typing class?
No, I took one of those classes. I actually quite enjoyed that class. It was very cathartic. You know, they give you the example. You know, you see how fast you can type.
Oh, whoa! Weird. It's like double HTML.
Back to 1999. That's probably
so I have layouts here. That's doing this.
Yeah.
And then page, which is full on.
Oh, so putting the HTML in the HTML.
I
heard you like HTML.
So good. So, derp. See if it likes that better. And then I don't even know, man.
You don't have any sort of syntax highlighting. Oh, because you don't have the Astro extension installed.
Do I not? Do I not? Oh, I don't. Sorry, I saw this check mark and I was like, yeah, I do. Got you, Burke. Look at there. Jump and shout, we figured it out. Okay, so let's back up. So we're not getting styling. That is for sure. And the HTML is turning into what? Goobly garbage. So we do have something. Okay, there. It's not being imported anywhere, presumably. So let's see. Was it global? Yeah. So we didn't follow the instructions that I thought it would just do. So womp womp. Oh, there's a fun one. So like when you copy this, it's fancy, but like if you copy this, you get these left lines, these borders for the little table that they made.
That's weird. Oh, if you copy it right out of the terminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, chat. Apparently it's just too small, Sean. People can't see your screen.
Let's see. Let's go to Google.
Hey,
what? Oh no, this is. I don't think this is. Oh, is that it? Oh, it worked. Hey, look at there. See, we can build stuff. Look at there. We can totally build stuff.
An hour later, we have a homepage.
Yeah. Let me reshare. Stop sharing. Present.
Woo!
Window. Index Astro. All right.
Now, Sean, unfortunately,
that's a snowboard or skateboard I see back there, isn't it? I'm just now seeing this.
Say it again.
Is that a Grinch skateboard? That's
the Jason Lee reprint.
Love that.
Sorry, we're coming up on time here, Sean, and Pierce and I both have other cooking to do that's quite boring. It probably involves Word docs and emails, to be honest with you. But we did get to. All right, hold on. Can I add you back? Sean. Sean, you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Can I add your thing back?
Hold on, let me stop share, present. I'm gonna share the window again. I know it's gonna be small, but that's the thing that we actually did. Look at this beautiful home screen. The best.
Hey, it actually looks really nice. Better than anything
So-
I can design.
Well, it's got the beast mode styling defaults. So
Let's go. Beast
So-
mode.
But yeah, so like the plan is like I'm gonna finish this today, hopefully. Like if I spend more than a day on it, then I've gone too far. But so and now that we actually have this stood up, which I should do yesterday, I guess, but now we can start doing some cool stuff. But it's gonna be to where someone can come here and say the Netlify thing, and assuming that it's like standard output or whatever, npx at netlify/mcp. And wow, whatever. And we'll be able to submit this, create a URL. And from that URL, right, we'll be able to start, providing instructions, either just direct instructions if that's all that exists, or being able to link them directly to, if I want to use this with VS Code Insiders, I just have that link, right? And then I can also take that and kind of embed it on so it's going to be like this mcp.sh, and it's going to, let me find this back, be able to be something we can embed on GitHub and all this other fun stuff. So that's what it's going to be. And it'll be open source, so we can all start adding fun stuff to it and making it better.
Well, when you get it posted, Sean, let me know, and I'll tweet it from the official accounts. And I think the coolest thing about all this is the domain name. I'm gonna be real honest with you, man. mcp.sh is just a dope
Love it.
domain.
Yeah, it's
I think you can make a lot of money with that. Like somebody might try to buy that from you, and then you could just retire.
well,
Right? So
that
literally
was
you
my
have to
plan.
buy
That's
that.
all I actually wanted to do here today was
Yeah.
have a big banner that said this, and this is actually going to be a purchase form. Actually,
Yes, exactly. You want to buy this domain?
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
putting fast apps over here.
Yeah.
All right, chat. Well, thank you for being with us, Sean. Thank you for being here. Chat, go check out Netlify. Of course, if you haven't, I'm sure that you have, though. If you built a website, you know what Netlify is. And we'll see you back here next Friday. I don't know what we're cooking next Friday. I think Oren's going to be on the stream cooking up that new prompt boost, promptboost.dev, which you can go look at today. But Sean, thank you for being with us.
Yeah, man.
Go ask your employer where your Claude access is. Burke,
Yeah, I think they're just like, all right, we turn Copilot on, you're good to go. And
yeah,
it's like, okay.
All right. Thanks so much, chat. Let me figure out how to play us out here, and we will see you back next week. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.